What is your Mount Rushmore of a type of college football fan? It could be any type of fan, the funnier the better. This is a great question, and I do have 4 of them for you. But this, more so than ever before, is where I'm probably going to take this question, I'm probably going to put it on Twitter tomorrow, because I think we could get some all-time, like Hall of Fame level responses from you guys. Think about your Mount Rushmore. Jesse had to remind me how many presidents we have on Mount Rushmore, and I still really was not able to fill this fully out, but I'm going to leave some room for you to submit some possible answers that may be even better than the ones I have. I got a few fans that I want to point out to you, though. The first fan on the college football fan type Mount Rushmore is the "they hate us" crowd. And by they, I mean anyone. You know, I've been talking about USC lately. I've been going back and forth with our USC message board. I have said just random things about USC. Someone asked me on this podcast, actually, recently, someone asked me, would you buy stock in the future of Miami or USC? And I wavered so much. It was like 51-49 either way. I said, you can't go wrong either way. And I picked Miami because I said, I really like South Florida talent. I mean, some of my friends over on the USC board took that to mean I just bashed their program. I'm anti-USC. Even though I have blatantly pointed out, I am pro-USC. I am actively rooting for USC. I am biased in favor of USC. It's in the best interest of the show. I don't know what else to tell you. They took that to mean I'm hating them. Anyway, that is my first type of Mount Rushmore college type, is the type that believes anything that's ever said that is anything less than glowing and praiseworthy about the program is constituted as they hate us. And there's always an agenda. And usually it sounds like this. ESPN hates us, or CBS hates us, or 24/7 Sports hates us, or Fox hates us. And ESPN is not a person. You know, CBS is not a person. There are individuals who work for these companies who represent those companies, but like if Barrett Sallee says something, that doesn't automatically mean I believe it, and vice versa. If Kirk Herbstreit says something, that doesn't automatically mean Reese Davis agrees with it. So I've never understood what that means. ESPN hates us or CBS hates us. There's this feeling, and I know it exists because I used to traffic in these sorts of conspiracies. There's always this conspiracy out there that there are these internal memos sent out, and there are these company talking points that we're supposed to abide by. It's never happened. I've never been told a single thing to say on my show. I've never been told a single direction to take this. I just go wherever I feel like going. Credit the company for allowing that. Dangerous concept, allowing someone like me to do that. But it doesn't exist. It's foolishness. Anyway, that's the first one. The second one is the 2 weeks fan. And that is usually when something bad is on the horizon. And this usually is when your opponent, when your rival, may be investigated, or there may be internal strife. There's always something around the corner, and it's always 2 weeks around the corner. Give it 2 weeks. Within the next 2 weeks. It's always 2 weeks. I don't know what it is magical about that 14-day stretch, but it's always 2 weeks from now. That's the second kind of fan. Third kind of fan, you know him and love him. Stars don't matter. Stars are irrelevant. This only lasts until your team starts recruiting well, and then you're taking off work both signing days, and you are living and dying with the commitment of every mid-level 4-star out there. But until that day, if you're ranked 20 or below in the 24/7 Sports team recruiting rankings, stars don't matter. It's all about development. What's in here? How many times have I heard someone say, can't measure what's in here? Well, no, you can't. But I will tell you this, you can have everything it takes in here and get trucked by someone who has it out here. Because here's the misconception. When people say that, the connotation is there aren't 5-star caliber players out there who also have it in here. It's the unfortunate aspect for some kids who don't have immense God-given physical potential is there are some kids who do have immense God-given physical potential who also have immense heart and high-level character. And when you have combinations like that, sometimes you're just not good enough. I mean, I never played high-level college football. I was not going to be good enough. You never know. Maybe a break here and there. I wasn't going to be good enough. Most of you aren't. 99% of you aren't. That's nothing to be sad about. So the stars don't matter crowd. I mean, mountains of data would suggest otherwise, but it doesn't matter because they always have that example. Every time the Super Bowl's on, like clockwork, you can set your watch to it. There's going to be a tweet from someone, and it lists the players who were playing for the Super Bowl who were 2 stars or lower in high school, which proves stars don't matter. And then you can counter it with, okay, but here were the 5 stars from that cycle. Here were the 4 stars from that cycle. A 5-star was 8 times more likely to be drafted. A 4-star was 6 times more likely to be drafted. Doesn't matter. At that point, it is like Lloyd Christmas, fingers in the ears, la, 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 can't hear you. And the last, which probably should have been my first, college football that fan, is the and it's not close fan. This is a pure crisis in our sport right now. Anytime, and it's really in any sport, there is a debate out there that pits one possibility against another possibility, and they're very comparable in nature. You're going to have an army of people who come in and say, so-and-so, and it's not close. Like I used to hear this growing up all the time. I grew up right on the border of Alabama and Georgia. Therefore, you were constantly inundated with Herschel versus Bo. Bo versus Herschel. And clearly these are 2 of the most freak athletes of all time. They're 2 of the most transcendent, great college athletes of all time. They both went on to play in pro football at a high level. And yet, I kid you not, from Hamilton, Georgia to Auburn, Alabama to Noonan to Carrollton up to Atlanta, you walk into any establishment, any diner, any gas station, and you start a Bo versus Herschel debate. You are going to have 20 folks on both sides of the fence say, oh, Herschel, it's not close. Oh, Bo, it's not even close. Newsflash, it's close. Those are 2 of the most incredible athletes God ever put on the planet. I can assure you it's close. These kinds of folks would watch the Super Bowl coin flip and they'd say, oh, tails, it's not close. Literal 50-50. The calculator can tell you that. The calculator could slap you in the face and say, we ran the numbers on this inside the calculator. It's a 50-50 shot here. It's literally as close as anything on earth could get. Nah, heads. It's not even close. Heads. So those are my 4 types of fans. I don't know how much I filled out my Mount Rushmore there. I'd be interested, though. There are several other of those fans out there. I want to hear what you have to say about this. I'm probably going to put this on Twitter because this could go throughout March and April and May. This is true evergreen potential. This is just never ending. This is our never ending story. That fan. But in the meantime, I want you to keep a lookout for the and it's not close fan. They're everywhere. They are amongst us. Hopefully 1 or 2 of you are listening and you have seen the error of your ways and you realize, when someone says strawberry or vanilla, someone says heads or tails, it's not and it's not close. There are legitimate arguments to be made either way, and you can go one way or another. Please just don't tack on and it's not close. It's almost like a defense mechanism. Don't do that. Don't be that guy.